That's incredible! Man, my references are outdated. Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd. So in my last video, I talked about the Peanuts teaser trailer and how it was opposite week in Hollywood because we were getting so many things that we wanted, respectful reboots and things like that. And I briefly mentioned about The Incredibles getting a sequel. And a lot of people wrote in the comments, whoa, what are you talking about, black nerd? What? You make stuff up? I'm not making stuff up. I wouldn't lie to you. This ain't April Fool. Yes, it is official. Disney and Pixar are making The Incredibles 2. We've been waiting for this for so long. We've been screaming at Disney, putting on our mouse ears and throwing Buzz Lightyear toys at their office buildings going, give us Incredibles 2! And now we're getting it. Yeah! That's right, Incredibles, put those clothes back on. Where's your super suits? Why is the Incredibles coming back now? Were they like, hey, what, Heroes is coming back? Those guys? Let's show them how real superheroes are done. The first Incredibles came out in 2004 and I saw it in theaters and I loved it. It is still, hands down, one of my favorite Pixar films and just one of my favorite animated films, period. This is how much I love The Incredibles. I've seen it a bunch of times, but anytime I catch it on television, I stop and watch it no matter what I'm doing. You could have a naked woman on my couch with a plate of chicken wings, holding the last episodes of DuckTales and Rescue Rangers finally released on DVD, and a variety of massage oils. But if The Incredibles is playing on ABC Family, that's got to wait. Start rubbing your feet yourself, baby. Give me 2 hours. I gotta watch this. It's not a movie about an already established franchise of superheroes. It's a new movie that pays homage to the superhero genre in general. I loved it. I loved it so much. But as much as I loved it, I never really was like, we must have a sequel, because at the time, the only Pixar sequel we had was Toy Story 2. We kind of got the idea that Pixar wasn't really doing the sequel thing like Disney did, especially because this was after Disney made all those ridiculous direct-to-DVD sequels, the Cinderella 2s and the Pocahontas 2s, Lion King 1.5s. Ugh. So I let it be. I was like, Incredibles was a one-time event. I loved it. Let's move on. But then we got Cars 2 and Monsters University, and they just announced we're gonna have Finding Dory, the sequel to Finding Nemo. So at that point, I was like, all right, well, if you're gonna be playing the sequel game, let's get the Incredibles back in there. What up? Now, once I heard this announcement, after fanboy squealing, I started thinking to myself, what would you do in a second Incredibles movie? Here's my personal thought. Since we've already had so much time pass between the first movie and whenever we get the second movie, I think that should also play into the movie itself. Maybe Violet's a college student or young adult, Dash is a teenager, and Jack is a kid instead of a baby. And we can see how they've been adjusting to their powers after some age has passed. Obviously, I would like to see more superheroes or supervillains. We got Frozone in the last movie, but I feel like all the other superheroes that were talked about were just mentions, mainly because most of them were dead. Yeah, that's right. Keep that in mind. A lot of superheroes died in The Incredibles. For families, you gotta have that politician or that army guy or just somebody that's just like, these superheroes are bad, they're a menace to society, I want to capture them all up, take them down. We already had the act that allowed them to not use their powers, go one step further to where superheroes have to be captured or maybe even taking their powers away somehow. That big threat could be really cool. Oh, and can we bring back Mirage? Woo, that woman is fine. You hear all these lists about who's the sexiest cartoon characters. Why is Mirage never mentioned? I love that woman. Somebody figure out a way to make me animated so I can talk to that. I'll give her a Mirage. Actually, that sounds bad. It sounds like I would give her something that would seem pleasing at first, but then ends up not being real. I gotta really learn my metaphors. And I'm just throwing this out there. I think it would be fun if one of the kids became a supervillain. With all 3 of those kids, it seems like you could do some kind of influencing to get them to go to the dark side. Bum, 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 bum. Owned by Disney. Maybe Dash starts getting reckless with his powers and his parents scold him for it and he feels like he's restricted. So an outside influencer is like, hey, if you came over to be a villain, you could use your powers any way you want. I could see that being very enticing to him. Or maybe Violet just starts to feel like she doesn't belong anywhere. She feels completely left out and someone is like, hey, Violet, if you were a supervillain, we'd all be friends. You belong. We understand you. Or maybe Jack is so powerful, he's even more powerful than his parents. So that could lead to some internal conflict. Hey, Jack, you're super powerful. You don't need to be listening to Bob and Helen. You can do your own thing as a supervillain. I don't know why the influencer is this guy. Hey, everybody. I love that the influencer is basically the old pervy dude from Family Guy. Why don't you use your superpowers and get some good news? Da, 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 da. You get your superhero ass back here. But Brad Bird is again behind this, so I trust what he's gonna do, and I'm looking forward to this movie, and I'll be ready to see it when it comes out in theaters. Incredibles 2, Electric Boogaloo, The Secret of the Ooze. Oh yeah, and Cars is getting a sequel too. Cars 3. Let me tell you how I feel about that. Now I want to hear from you. What do you guys think about The Incredibles 2? Are you excited about this? What do you think they should do in the sequel? And what's a movie that you love that never got the sequel it truly deserved? I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000. Chain chomp, yonk. Hey kid, I know you're terminally ill and have no hair on your head, but how would you like to play Charlie Brown?